In a small, forgotten town surrounded by dense woods, there stood an old, dilapidated house known as the Waverly place. The locals whispered about it, claiming it was cursed. Children dared each other to approach its decaying facade, but no one ever entered. Until one autumn evening, a group of friends decided to prove their bravery. They arrived at dusk, the sky a bruised purple. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth, and an unsettling stillness enveloped the house. As they stepped inside, the door creaked ominously, as if warning them to turn back. Dust motes danced in the fading light, and shadows flickered at the corners of their eyes. They explored room after room, each one more unsettling than the last. In the parlor, a broken mirror reflected not just their faces, but also a flicker of movement behind them. They turned, but there was nothing. Laughter turned to nervous whispers, but they pressed on, convinced it was just their imagination. In the basement, they found an old trunk. Curiosity got the better of them, and they pried it open. Inside lay an assortment of antique dolls, their porcelain faces cracked and eyes staring blankly. Among them was a small diary, yellowed with age. One friend began to read aloud, "To whoever finds this, beware the dolls." They were cursed by the last occupant, a witch scorned. Each doll holds a piece of her soul, and she demands tribute. A chill ran down their spines, but laughter broke the tension as they scoffed at the idea. That is, until the lights flickered and a low whisper filled the air. "Leave. Now." The friends turned to flee, but the door slammed shut. Panic set in as they scrambled to find another way out, but every window was barred and every exit sealed. Shadows twisted and coiled around them, whispering in a language they couldn't understand. Suddenly, one of the dolls began to move. It slid from the trunk, its porcelain skin glinting in the dim light. The friends were frozen, rooted in place as it approached, its eyes filled with a malevolent hunger. One by one, the others began to stir, their limbs cracking as they came to life. Realizing the danger, the friends made a desperate dash for the basement stairs. But the dolls were faster, their tiny feet scuttling like spiders. They screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the thick, oppressive air of the house. As they reached the stairs, one friend tripped, and the others turned back in horror. The last thing they saw was the swarm of dolls closing in, tiny hands outstretched, their whispers growing louder, demanding tribute, demanding souls. Days later, when the townsfolk finally gathered the courage to check on Waverly Place, they found it just as it had been, silent and still. But inside, the dolls sat in a perfect circle, and the diary lay open, a new entry penned in shaky handwriting. "Beware the ones who trespass. They are ours now."